피츠버그로 떠납니다.
Down here in the bottom right, our Polish Zerg up one game in this series versus a two-time champion. It is Nerchio. Looks confident and collected in the booth as well.
His Red Bull swag on, his Euronics jersey, and here playing for SK Telecom, T1 the green, Protoss Classic, down a game. And have to bring it back to survive the group.
This really reminds me, we're actually seeing what everyone has always dreamed of. We're seeing Neeb gets out 4-0. Nerchio's already taken a game off Classic. That is a huge accomplishment. I start to feel like I'm looking at a Huck Jinro era here. Mana, Naniwa, what is happening? Idra in the GSL. This is foreigners defeating Koreans, and not only defeating them, but crushing them. And we were watching this happen live here in 2016. I'm getting some chills. We might start seeing foreigners start moving back to Korea if this happens, because you can see just how much practicing on the Korean ladder is helping these players.
So somewhere, Idra is like studying in school, and he feels that tingle. He's like, wait, I sense the foreign call coming again. This is like that White Raw era. You come over here to compete for as a foreigner in Korea and just actually succeed, have that modicum of success. Now, we've still never had a foreigner actually win a StarCraft 2 title here in Korea, but as you see Neeb so confidently come out of his group, and Nerchio really somewhat unchallenged there in game one, you start to get those thoughts.
Yeah, you really do. Start to wonder, how hard these guys are practicing. They qualified through, Neeb in the NAC challenge, and then Nerchio, of course, coming through the EUC challenge, so proving they are some of their region's greatest. Not to mention Neeb playing with lag from Korea throughout that challenge, as far as I know. I don't know what server was played on exactly, but he was living here. And now these players are really showing us that they can play with the best of them. Neeb beat the defending GSL, he was in the group of the defending GSL champion, as well as the Season 1 champion. Defeated the Season 1 GSL champion, Zest, to get out of the group 2-0. Nerchio is now taking a game off of a two-time champion in both last year in the GSL and SSL, and also an IEM champion in Classic here. And I'm looking at this going, he's really prepared. He's playing a lot. We led the ladder. He's ahead of Maru. I don't know what position he was in, but I know I compared their stats on the GM. He was ahead of Maru yesterday, and he's clearly put in the time since he's been here in Korea to ladder that much on GM.
Well, that's one thing that everyone, if you ask them about Nerchio, they will tell you very few people practice more than this guy. He actually just practices so much. Same thing for Neeb as well. As far as foreigners go, the practice time, they're just putting in the time. And for Nerchio specifically, he has been, it's a good way to put this, very outspoken about his performance versus Koreans. He's traditionally performed very, very well, at least in online cups. And like you said, the ping difference has been factored in when people try to explain his success and other foreigners' success against Koreans in these online tournaments. Now that's not a line of reasoning. I was going to say excuse, but that doesn't sound quite as good. So
it's definitely something that has been used by many personalities to downplay the achievements of players like Marine Lord. To be fair, and I think I even tweeted about this, he did beat people at like 5 a.m. on a different server on the Nation Wars tournament, but still, when you look at Nerchio right now, like you said, these arguments are out of the water. You toss them out because Classic is now playing here offline. Now, we haven't talked about this build too much because we're really trying to pipe up the history of these two players and where they come from, but this Dark Shrine is going to complete. Spores come down here for Nerchio, so he is prepared. And he also has a lair, so this should do very little damage, in fact.
Right now, he does not have any of those Spore Crawlers just like placed around to maybe scout this out. We'll see how much damage this can do.
He literally sees them with the Lings. He knows this is coming. He knows where it's coming. He scouts this.
He's got the Overseer there already.
Defense.
Oh my god.
Perfect defense.
This guy is so sick.
Classic feels silly right now. He also scouts the third base timing. with this Overlord as well. Nerchio in fantastic position in this game.
And Classic already giving up on the DT pressure, morphing them into Archons. Going to try this double Archon drop that we've seen kind of popular recently. I don't even think that's going to get very much done. Now, great Overlord spread, no risk of losing those, no Stargate tech coming out anytime soon. So Nerchio's just more than prepared.
Absolutely.
I mean, Nerchio's just more than prepared. There we go. Wow.
Okay, so he's going to try to kill these queens, and in fact, with no transfuse energy available, he will get both of them, I believe. Okay, Archon did go down there, but this is very minimal damage.
He's building 14 drones.
Well, this is the thing about Nerchio in both of these games, is he goes low econ because he's preparing to catch what Classic is throwing at him, destroy it, and then drone up. He's not taking the Korean greed approach where you drone up heavily, then try to get units out at the last second. That's how Korean Zergs often play this matchup. Whereas he's playing it safe. He's not greedily droning until he feels comfortable that he's defended whatever Classic is from him. Then he drones up, and now he's going to have this great 3-base economy. He can start a 4th base fairly soon.
And he should feel comfortable. Look at this Overseer. He's scouting literally everything all over all of those bases. He knows what's coming. He's got Spine Crawlers up there prepared. Hydra Den just now finishing. Ravagers pre-morphing, ready for Classic's push.
Classic is going to push this with Charge Zealot Archon. We saw SOS do a similar build on this map, but he was not this far behind when he did it, and Nerchio has plenty of units, so many roaches, more than SOS's opponent did Solar in that last match we cast at the Crossfires with Valdez and I. This Archon drop is going to draw units away. That's the idea here with this. But look, he's actually in phase mode.
Oh,
he's in phase mode. He's going to lose his Prism. Down it goes. Now we can shut this down. This is free units here for Nerchio. Now he just needs to respond over here, pull the drones away, and he does.
Simultaneously pressuring that 3rd base up at the top. Will there be enough units here for Nerchio to defend? It looks like he's going to sack this 3rd base, and it will go down. Force fielding there off that ramp. Some of them broken there by that Corrosive Bile, but here comes Nerchio's main army that's going to crush Classic.
That is absolutely correct. And even though he lost that 3rd base, the key here...
Oh my God!
The key here is now he can just counterattack, and he has so much larger of an army than Classic. Classic probably won't be able to hold
that
the
has to be GG. Look at the army supplies, 22 to 80. And with Zealots back at home, these are going to have to be the best, most amazing warpins of Classic's career here. Just like Nerchio was willing to sack that 3rd, now Classic, I don't know if he's going to be facing losing his 3rd right now, because Nerchio can just walk up to the front and win.
Classic needs to target Overseers. He targets this one down, he gets it. There are more coming, though. If he can eliminate the Overseers, he can use DTs to defend. That's his only hope here, I feel. Oh, man, the Archons get isolated to the top as well. Now he's going to use the wall against him, just like the previous set. Archon gets targeted down. The DT has vision of it, or he has vision of the DT, and now Nerchio is just going to smash Classic here with this large army. He's got more Overseers than there are DTs. He's taken a 4th base here. He's remade his 3rd. Classic cannot hold this push. Nerchio is going to 2-0 a GSL champion, a Star League champion here in this Group D. Crazy results here. This game is over.
While landing on everything, the Immortal not so immortal anymore. The front door now being pressured. Here's the army supply.
By Changelings too. I mean, you can't even get him.
Lower and lower. This 3rd base is forfeit, and so might Classic's opening series here in KeSPA Cup be.
Classic underestimating Nerchio here. His stable openings, his lack of greed. He's so safe. Blind spores into every unit's in position.
A great scouting there as well. Nerchio, just Nerchi knows everything coming his way. Great defense here, and now the pressure reel on the front door. Those overcharged pylons not going to last much longer. The army dead. GG. Nerchio,
without any expression on his face at all, will defeat casually defeat. He's trying not to smile.
But he knows. Yeah, he's the stone cold killer.
The most well-funded Korean team, SKT.
He's got more skill than Classic has chin. It's just that good, Wolf.
I am speechless. That was dominance on Neeb's level of dominance.
Look at that guy. He's so handsome. And it's not even the Photoshop. Well, I mean, it is the Photoshop. But even beyond that, it's still just incredible. And here they are doing the map vetoes for our 2nd set. We'll have that and a whole lot more coming up after a short break here. The KeSPA Cup 2016 will return right after this.